Thanks for your interest in starting a 4-H club in your community. The following video is your guide to a successful club. We're going to cover requirements of a club, the volunteer process, chartering, 4-H online, holding a successful meeting, completion, and finding information. Thanks for watching, and let's get started with the first chapter, requirements of a club. Starting a 4-H club is easy. Thank you again for your interest in becoming a club leader. As the club leader, your first step is to complete the volunteer process. We will walk you through that in Chapter 2. Next, you'll need to round up 5 members from at least 2 different families to participate in your new club. Once you have your members, it's time to think about hosting your first meeting. Don't worry, we'll walk you through a successful meeting in Chapter 5. And you'll get lots of helpful information and links to resources throughout this process. Your last step is to complete and return your chartering paperwork, which we will talk more about in Chapter 4. Once these steps are complete, you can hold your first regular 4-H club meeting.
Hi there, I'm Jonathan with Colorado State University Extension. I'm going to walk you through the process to become a 4-H volunteer. The first step is to enroll in 4-H online. Be sure to provide all the requested information, including 3 references and the volunteer agreement. Next, you will complete a mandatory volunteer training through your 4-H online account. The third step is to complete a background check. You'll need to respond to the email from HireRight within 3 to 5 days. Your local CSU Extension staff will be contacting you to schedule this background check. Once your background check is approved, you may need to pay an enrollment fee if applicable to your county. After all of these steps are completed, your Extension office will be notifying you of your volunteer approval in 4-H Online. Now you're set to start volunteering.
You just heard some basic details about becoming a volunteer. Let's walk you through what the process looks like. First, you'll go to the 4-H Online website and set up your new profile. To complete your volunteer application, add your personal information. Be sure to fill out all of the required fields. Read and sign the Code of Conduct, the Annual Volunteer Appointment Agreement, the legal status, and the photograph page. Next, complete the volunteer screening section for background check and references. Under Participation, simply select the Group tab. If you do not have all the information for your club or project yet, just hit Continue. The final step is to submit enrollment. Be sure to click this or your application will not go through and be considered pending or incomplete. Once successfully submitted, look for your confirmation email that your application was received. Stay tuned to your email for more updates, and you can always call your county extension office to get a status of your application. Welcome to the chapter about chartering. What exactly is chartering? It's a legal process that allows 4-H to verify financial status and documentation for each club. It allows clubs and groups to use the 4-H name and emblem. Chartering is required of all new and existing 4-H clubs, councils, and committees, as directed from the IRS and Colorado State University Extension. What is your role? As a 4-H leader, you will review chartering documents under our resource section, connect with your extension staff who will guide you through this process, and submit all required paperwork. Belonging is one of the essential elements of the 4-H Youth Development Program and a significant factor in creating and maintaining successful 4-H clubs. When youth and family feel welcome, they are more likely to contribute and participate in the club's activities. So how do you create a sense of belonging in your 4-H club or group? Setting a meeting location and time for the year makes it easier on families to know when and where they need to be. It's proven that a 4-H club who has regularly set meeting dates, locations, and times will be more successful. This creates a welcoming environment and promotes a sense of belonging. Following this simple plan will encourage your families to participate in club activities. On the website, you will find a checklist with ideas for creating a welcoming environment for your club members. Now let's talk about the components of a successful meeting. First impressions are everything. Make sure that there is someone at the door to welcome families as they arrive. Next, start your meeting with something fun. This is a great way for everyone to get to know each other. Now it's time to get down to business. During this time, you may go over things like electing club officers, committee or officer reports, important information, and announcing and planning upcoming events. Finally, the majority of your meeting should be spent on learning. Opportunities for learning may include demonstrations, guest speakers, community service, and tours. Close out your meeting with the opportunity for questions. All of these ideas are a great way to make your 4-H meetings welcoming and rewarding. Keeping these ideas in mind will help your club be successful in the positive youth development of its members and make 4-H great for everyone.
You might be wondering what we mean by completion. When you hear people talk about completion, they are referring to the steps needed for your project to be considered complete. Some counties have other steps that will need to be completed, but the minimum requirements as outlined by the state 4-H policy are participate in a 4-H related demonstration or other speech arts presentation and 4-H approved community service activity. Remember, your county may have other requirements that need to be met as well. Completing projects should offer a sense of pride and accomplishment for your club members. As a 4-H youth member, learning to see a project through from start to finish is an important life skill. If one of your members is unable to complete a project, please refer to your county's policies and guidelines, as it may affect their future participation in the project. Being a 4-H organizational leader is an important commitment. We want to make sure that you have all of the resources that you need to be successful and know where to go to get support. The website is your go-to place for resources, and your local extension office is a great place to get your questions answered. In our video series, we have reviewed requirements of the 4-H club, the volunteer process, chartering, 4-H online, holding a successful meeting, completion, and where to find information. Thanks again for meeting the challenge. This will be a rewarding journey in mentoring and supporting the youth in your community.
And remember, you can find all the resources we talked about today on the website.